Once upon a time, in a world where capitalism and socialism coexisted, lived a man named Alex from the capitalist country of Prospera. He was a successful entrepreneur who believed in the power of individual initiative and the pursuit of personal wealth. He had grown up in a society that valued competition, innovation, and the accumulation of riches. One day, while attending an international conference, Alex met a woman named Elena from the socialist country Equitaria. Elena was passionate about social justice, equality, and the welfare of the community. She had grown up in a society that emphasized collective ownership, shared resources, and the well-being of all citizens. As Alex and Elena spent time together at the conference, they found themselves drawn to each other's differences. Their conversations were filled with lively debates about the merits of capitalism versus socialism. Despite their opposing views, there was an undeniable spark between them that grew into a deep and meaningful connection. After the conference, Alex and Elena maintained a long-distance relationship, bridging the gap between Prospera and Equitaria through video calls, letters, and occasional visits. Their love for each other seemed to transcend the political differences that separated their two worlds. However, as their relationship deepened, so did the tension between their conflicting ideologies. They found themselves in heated debates, each trying to convince the other of the superiority of their own system. Alex couldn't fathom the idea of giving up his hard-earned wealth for the sake of equality, while Elena couldn't understand how a system could prioritize profits over people's well-being. As time passed, their political disagreements began to cast a shadow over their relationship. It became increasingly clear that their differing views on capitalism and socialism were creating a divide that was difficult to overcome. Their arguments grew more intense, and their love for each other seemed to be overshadowed by their ideological clashes. One day, after a particularly heated argument, Alex and Elena realized that their love wasn't enough to bridge the gap between their worlds. They had come to a painful realization that their fundamental beliefs were too deeply ingrained to compromise. With heavy hearts, they decided to part ways, ending their relationship. The divorce was a heartbreaking decision for both Alex and Elena. Despite their love, they understood that their ideological differences were insurmountable. They each returned to their respective countries, carrying the bittersweet memory of a love that couldn't overcome the barriers of politics. Their story served as a poignant reminder of the challenges that can arise when people from different backgrounds and belief systems come together. It highlighted the complexities of navigating relationships in a world where political ideologies can be as divisive as they are defining. And while Alex and Elena's love may have faded, their story remained a testament to the power of love and the ways in which it can both unite and divide. Capitalism and socialism are two contrasting economic and political systems that offer different approaches to organizing society, managing resources, and distributing wealth. Here's a comparison of the two systems. 1. Ownership of resources. Capitalism. In a capitalist system, the means of production, such as land, factories, and businesses, are mostly privately owned by individuals or corporations. The goal is to generate profit through private enterprise. Socialism. In a socialist system, the means of production can be owned by the state, the community, or cooperatively by workers. The aim is to eliminate private ownership and promote collective ownership to ensure that resources are distributed more equally. 2. Economic incentives. Capitalism. Capitalism relies on the profit motive as the primary economic incentive. Individuals and businesses seek to maximize their profits, which theoretically drives innovation, efficiency, and economic growth. Socialism. In socialism, the incentive can be based on social goals rather than individual profit. While people's needs are prioritized, there might be less incentive for risk, taking, and innovation compared to capitalism. 3. Wealth distribution. Capitalism. Wealth distribution in capitalism can vary widely. While it allows for the potential accumulation of significant wealth, it can also lead to income inequality as some individuals and businesses may become extremely wealthy, while others may struggle. Socialism. Socialism aims to reduce income and wealth inequality through collective ownership and distribution of resources. The focus is on meeting basic needs for all members of society. 4. Role of government. Capitalism. Government intervention in capitalism is often limited, with a focus on maintaining law and order, enforcing contracts, and protecting property rights. The market largely determines resource allocation and prices. Socialism. In socialism, the government often plays a more significant role in controlling and directing the economy. It may manage key industries, set prices, and allocate resources according to a central plan. 5. Innovation and efficiency. Capitalism. Capitalism tends to encourage innovation and efficiency due to the competitive nature of the market. Businesses innovate to gain a competitive edge and attract customers. Socialism. While innovation is still possible in socialism, the lack of direct profit incentives might lead to slower technological advancement compared to capitalism. 6. Social services. Capitalism. Social services such as healthcare, education, and welfare are often provided by private entities with varying levels of government regulation and involvement. Socialism. Socialism places a greater emphasis on providing essential services to all citizens, often through government programs funded by collective resources. 7. Flexibility and adaptability. Capitalism. Capitalism is often more adaptable to changing market conditions and consumer preferences due to its decentralized decision-making and profit-driven motivations. Socialism. Central planning in socialism can sometimes lead to slower responses to changes in demand and technological advancements. It's important to note that there are variations and hybrid models that incorporate elements of both capitalism and socialism. Many modern economies feature mixed economies, combining elements of both systems to achieve a balance between individual freedom and social welfare. The success of a system depends on various factors, including cultural values, historical context, and the effectiveness of governance.